Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. So today we're going to be creating a new home card using the Birdhouse Blossoms collection from Concord and 9th. Now I've had this in my collection for quite a while and I haven't had a chance to use it yet. So I thought that's what I'd share with you today. Now, if you don't have this collection, I'm sure you'd be able to create something similar with products that you've already got in your stash. So stick with this video and just see some of the basic techniques and tricks that I'm going to share with you today. So first off, I need to select a colour palette, and this is my box of scraps. This is how I store them. It was a tip that I saw shared by Kathy Zilski, and I thought what a great way of storing your scraps. Mine are not as neat as hers, but I do keep them in rainbow order, and it just makes it really easy to pull out different scraps and see what colours go together. And of course, then they're ready to go for some die cutting. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going with a very kind of cool toned colour palette today. So I've got some teals and some purples. And then I store my black cardstock and speciality cardstock in exactly the same way. So blacks, browns, metallics are all in this container. So I'm just picking out a few of those for the birdhouse as well. Once I've selected the card that I want to use, then I've got my colour palette together, and that's going to really help the card come together because you need to make sure that the colours that you're going to use are going to work together well. And I think that's where I used to go wrong when I first started crafting. I'd basically die cut loads of elements, all from different colours of cardstock that I liked the look of, and then when I came to put it together, it just really didn't work well. So choosing a colour palette really goes a long way to help your project come together at the end. Now, I'm not going to show you all of the die cutting today, but I am going to show you how you put the birdhouse together because I think this is quite interesting and clever how it works. So first of all, I'm die cutting that main birdhouse image from some lighter brown cardstock. I'm then going to cut what are the edges and the base from a darker colour and also the little kind of carved heart wooden piece as well. And then once you've die cut those images out, you then emboss them. So this is the coordinating embossing folder. Again, I haven't had a chance to use it yet, so I'm just taking it out of the packaging. And then it's got the areas where you just need to line up your cardstock and it'll emboss those areas with the wood grain in the right direction. So it's quite clever how this works. So I'm just lining up the birdhouse, the main image there. And then you can add the other panels along the sides as well and line them up with the pattern on the embossing folder. You can tack them in place with a little bit of washi tape or low tack tape here. Now you'll also see that I die cut the centre out of the birdhouse when I did my die cutting. You don't need to do that at that stage, and it did make it a little bit tricky for me to line it up because what it will do is it will emboss the circle area on the birdhouse, and you don't need to die cut that hole out. It will just emboss it, and then you can stick a bit of a black circle over the top using the die that's in the collection. But this is just a really clever way of getting that gorgeous pattern onto the birdhouse. So again, it is an optional step. You don't need to do it, but it definitely adds more texture and more dimension to the birdhouse. So I'm going to now glue all of my die cuts together, but I just want to show you how you can see where they're meant to line up because the one side has got that indentation at the bottom as you'd get in a panel of wood. The other side hasn't, that's just a flat edge, so that you know that one would go there. And then again on the base, you've got a slight indentation on the one side, which lines up perfectly on the birdhouse. So that's how you know where to put the die cuts together. And I always find that Concord and 9th's products make it really easy to line up everything just by the way that they're designed. So I'm now just going to layer up all of these die cuts. I've just put it on a time lapse so that you haven't got to watch the whole process and get bored. I'm just gluing all the flowers together, layering them up, popping the centres on, and then I can stick them to the flower stems as well. You'll notice in a minute that with the bird, I did accidentally miss out one of the die cuts. So that was how my bird was on the left in the time lapse, but I've re-die cut the elements out because I missed a couple of those elements, which created that kind of two-tone effect on the bird. So that's what I've done. I just remade that. Now I'm going to be making an A2 size card today. So this is a 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch top folding card. The birdhouse fits perfectly on an A2 card, and I'm going to add a layer of purple cardstock just behind it. So I've trimmed this to 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And I'm going to use this charming embossing folder. This is a 2D embossing folder because it's just going to add a little bit of texture just behind the birdhouse. So I'm going to run that through my Big Shot machine now. And then you can see it's just going to add that lovely subtle texture to the background. So I'm going to stick that down flat on my card blank using some liquid glue. And then I'm going to go ahead and attach all of the different elements. I do decide that I want to pop the birdhouse up to give it a bit of dimension, but obviously that's going to affect the centre of the birdhouse. So this is where I really should not have die cut that centre out in the first place. So I'm just going to use some double-sided tape just to hold that in place. I'm not going to remove the backing tape from that double-sided tape. I just merely want to use it to hold that centerpiece in. And then I'm going to add foam tape all the way around the birdhouse, including across that center, just so that it's popped up and it's got some dimension. Now, if you don't have any foam tape in your stash, then you could definitely have die cut the birdhouse out multiple times, stacked all the die cuts together, and then it would have had a little bit of dimension. So before I stick anything down, I'm going to play around with the layout of the foliage and the flowers, and I'm just trying to mix and match the different shades of green that we've got there and teal, and then I can start gluing them down. And I'm not adding lots of glue here, just a few dots here and there, because I still want there to be some movement in the foliage. I don't want it to be all glued down completely flat, and so just adding a little bit of glue allows it to have a little bit of dimension. I'm also being careful as well to make sure that none of the foliage overhangs the card blank, because I want this to fit into a normal sized envelope, but I am allowing the foliage to overlap across the purple and the white, and I think that really adds to the composition of this card design. I've added some liquid glue to the foam tape there so that I had a bit of wiggle room, and then I'm just going to fill in a few little gaps with some of the extra pieces that I've got. I did pop the bird up on a little bit of foam tape too, and I'm going to add a few little flowers with a little bit of glue in the corner of the birdhouse as well. Don't be afraid to snip into your die cuts as well if it doesn't quite fit underneath. Because we've got that foam tape underneath the birdhouse, I am having to trim some of the stems down to just add those extra bits in. So once they're all stuck down, I'm going to get my sentiment ready, and I've already die cut the banner for the sentiment. I love how these curved sentiments fit perfectly on that banner. So when I'm opening new packets, I always like to trim just the top off, and then I'll store them in the original packaging. So I'm going to use one of the curved sentiments that fits that banner die perfectly. It says "To New Beginnings," so I think this will make a great new home card. I'm going to ink it up with some black ink, but first of all, I'm just going to kind of just check how it lines up before I go ahead and try and stamp it. You could definitely use a stamping platform here if you prefer, but I quite like using my acrylic blocks. I just find it a lot easier and quicker. So I'm just inking it up with some VersaFine Black Ink, and then I'm going to stamp that down carefully, just making sure that it's nicely lined up, and you'll see that it stamps beautifully first time round. I'm going to pop it up on some foam tape, so I've got some thin foam tape. I am going to remove the backing tape first, just so that it's easier to curve the tape around the banner die, and then I'm going to just work out exactly where I want it to go. I was worried about smudging the black ink on the sentiment because it's not quite dry yet, but yeah, I do decide to stick with my original plan of going straight across the middle. To finish, I'm going to add a few glossy accents just to the eye of the bird and the heart. I'm just going to make sure that my bottle's unclogged first of all before I go directly onto my project, but that will be the card finished for today. So I really hope that you've enjoyed this tutorial. I've really enjoyed putting this card together. It's nice to sometimes just make a card, not feel that you've got to reinvent the wheel, and just enjoy a little bit of the creative process. All the products that I've used today will be linked in the description box below, as always. And don't forget to hit that thumbs up button if you've enjoyed this video. It really helps me out. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you like die cutting and paper piecing and putting die cuts together and creating cards like this, or whether you prefer a more organic card making process. As always, I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video, and if you're not subscribed to my channel, then don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you there. Take care.